Welcome to the Tony the Prophet channel. I have to get the sun out of here for week 9. We had a good week last week. We took Indy minus 5.5, plus 5.5. They covered, lost by 3 to Houston. We also had Denver minus 11. They smashed Carolina. Carolina got a late touchdown. It was like 28-7 to make it 28-14. Gave you a bonus game. Pittsburgh against Danny Turnover on Monday night. Danny Turnover 1-15 in prime time. We knew that was easy money. Won some good props on that game. And then we only lost on Green Bay against, they had the lead against the Jaguars. And Love went out early third quarter. If he plays, we would have covered. We lost by a half a point, 30-27. They were laying 3.5. So here we go for week 9. I have some good picks. First of all, Buffalo minus 6, 6.5. Doesn't matter. As long as you're under 7, you're good. Buffalo 9-1 straight up against Miami. They own Miami, okay? Miami 1-6 against the spread this year. 1-9 the last 10 against the spread. 0-8 straight up. Last 8 on the road against Buffalo. 1-7 against the spread. The last 8 against an AFC team. I'll turn up the volume here. Make sure you guys can hear me. So what do we have? We have preponderance of the evidence, okay, for a smash game. And by the way, Buffalo is kryptonite to Tyreek Hill. I got to look on my phone. I have the data here. Tyreek, since he's joined the Bills, 2022 week 3, 33 yards. His prop was 77.5. Week 5, 69. He was 69 receiving yards. His prop was 76.5. The only week he went over his prop was the wild card game. They had that sub quarterback, and Buffalo had the big lead. It was like 34-10. Then they came back, and it was 34-31. He had 61.5 yards. His prop was 61.5. He had 69. Week 4 last year, he got 58 yards. His prop was 89.5. And then in week 8 last year, he got 82, and his prop was 97.5. So smash spot. We'll take Buffalo. As long as under 7, sleep like a baby. Buffalo 31-21, 31-17, something like that. And we roll on. Going against the Giants again, I'm taking Washington minus 4. I bet early I got the 3.5, but it's not going to matter. Washington 6-1 against the spread. The Giants are 3-5 against the spread. They're 0-4 at home. Why? Because Danny Turnover can't take the booze. He can't take the pressure at home. He loses at home, okay? This is free money. They played them week 1. They would have beat Washington. Daniels was just getting going. They didn't have a kicker. Oh, guess what? Their kicker got hurt on Friday. So they got some stiff from the practice squad. Good luck with that. Jones will be running for his life. Ever since Andrew Thomas has gone down, he got sacked. Got sacked a lot. He got sacked 4 times last week. I actually thought it would be higher. Anyways, Giants score 14 points a game, okay? Washington has to get 18 points. They're pathetic. They're at the bottom. If it wasn't for Carolina, they'd be last, okay? So, simple analysis. Don't have to go crazy. I got it like Washington 31-17, 34-17, 38-20, something like that. They'll get a few garbage time touchdown at the end with Neighbors or Tracy or something. Tracy's going to play, which is good for him. I have him in one of my leagues. So, and the last game is New Orleans, okay? Derek Carr's coming back. I got 7 at 7.5. It doesn't matter. The half a point, who cares? They beat him in week 1, 47-10. Carolina's in 28th in offense, points scored, 28th at the pass, 23rd rush. Defense, it's worse. They give up the most points, 35 points a game. They're 32nd, 31st in yards per play. They give up over 6 yards a play, 32nd versus rush D. They give up 162 yards a game. Can you smell Kamara? Anytime Kamara touchdown, put down maybe 2. Olave is going to have a big game. Olave will smash. He gets 30% target share with Carr, okay? Do it, Olave anyway, anytime touchdown. and you'll thank me. Taysom Hill coming back from the dead. He'll get the Lazarus Award this week. Hasn't done much. It's a smash spot for him. Prophet's telling you, okay? Bryce Young, good luck. That's all I could say. So, Kara's back. This thing's 30-13. Could be higher. They killed him the first time. So that's the game. That's easy money on that one. So I got some other things, some goodies for you here, so we'll give you everything. The MC Hammer games to stay away. Tennessee minus 3.5 against New England. Two hapless teams. I would take New England. Tennessee, if Pollard's out, it's even worse. They got smoked last week. They scored 14 points. So teams that play Detroit the next week do terrible. It was San Francisco last year. They get the crap beat out of them. So remember that. So always follow Detroit. Bet against the team that took Detroit. But there's two bad teams at the bottom of every metric. We're not going to touch it. Don't touch that. But if you're derelict and you want to do New England. Cincinnati, Las Vegas, again, I could see Las Vegas, since he should smash him, but I could see Las Vegas getting a backdoor cover. I'm staying away. Chargers in Cleveland, I probably would take Cleveland, but Chargers are playing better. They're getting Herbert to throw the ball, what they should do. Hello. So, too close to call. It's a 1-2 point game. Arizona 1.5 at home. They play better at home. Chicago hasn't given up like more than 21 points a game. So their D's doing well. I would take Chicago, take the 1.5. But again, we're not betting it. Other games I like, but not good enough to make the top three. Philly minus 7.5. They give up a lot of pass yards. Hurts comes back. Barkley, they won't have to run. In Kansas City, with a week off the bye, Tampa Bay just can't cover. You saw that against last week against Atlanta. I thought they would play better. Cousins, the only two times he throws for 400 plus yards is against them. So Mahomes comes back from the dead a little. He hasn't been doing much. He'll do well. And then Rams, if Puka plays, especially no DK. Seattle's in a 1-4 free fall. The only three teams they beat 3 patsies, so I would like that. And then Denver plus 9.5 against Baltimore. Baltimore gave up 84 points in the fourth quarter going into last week. So they gave up points. I don't have the stat, but they gave up points last week and lost to Cleveland in the fourth quarter. So they even have more. So that's a backdoor cover all over it. Baltimore not good as a heavy favorite. Take them in the first half. They do well in the first half, and then they choke, but they still pull it out. So I'll give you some fantasy stuff, okay? People I love this week in fantasy, okay? Terry McLaurin, over 64.5 yards. Jacoby Myers, smash game for him. Adams is gone, smash game. He's healthy. He's taken touches away from Brock Bowers. Over 52.5 yards. Njoku, back from the dead since he got a real quarterback, okay? In Winston, it's like 51.5 yards over there. Laporta, no Williams. What happened to Laporta this year? Williams came back and decided to play, and now he's out for the second game in a suspension. Laporta, 40.5 yards. You kidding me? Easy money. Noah Brown, I don't have his number. It's not a lot of money. Lad McConkey, over 50.5. Lads been coming on, smash spot for him. A-Chain, over 35.5 yards rushing. Receiving yards. Buffalo is vulnerable to the running backs getting receiving yards. They do better to stop the rush. Malik Neighbors, over 68.5 yards. He had his breakout game against them in week 2, even though they lost. Good spot for Addison, even though Hawkinson comes back. And he's been a squeaky wheel. Plenty of production to go around against Indy. I like Flacco back. That game's close, but Minnie should handle him at home. And Cedric Tillman, Evan Ingram. Evan Ingram comes back. Good spot for him. And best bet of the day, Josh Downs, over 57.5. When you get Flacco, I'm wacko for Flacco. Okay, this other kid is horrible. So they get yards. They'll be behind. They'll be throwing. Downs is the number one target. And I guess that's it. Oh, Trey McBride, Hawkinson, I don't know how much he's going to play. And that's about it. A lot of info. I do the homework so you don't have to. Profit with the profit. We'll see you next week.